Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Lisa Holt, and for those of you who might be new to my channel, I've been designing for over 30 years. And today we're gonna explore my bag, which is my absolute must-have, go-to designer toolkit that you need to be able to do your projects too. So guys, today is all about designer tech. And there's the old school part, which is my bag, and then there's the new tech, which is kind of some of the programs and some of the things that we've looked at that we're gonna share with you. Ready? Let's go. So first off, we're talking about my bag. So let me go get it. There it is. This is my go-to bag. This guy's been with me for like 15 years, been on every job site, everywhere. So first thing that I always have in my bag is my handy dandy old school tape measure. And this is not any tape measure. I've got a 30 foot, so you want at least this big or a 10 meter, that kind of thing. This is my number one item that no designer or anybody working on a project should be without. So next in my bag, my laser measurement tool. Now, this will go up to 65 feet, and so you can measure huge spaces like great rooms, high ceiling heights, outdoors. These are great. Okay, so next in my bag, you know what this is. This is my never go anywhere without LED light pad. Now, the beauty of this thing is that it gives you a huge range of Kelvin levels as well as lumen levels. And so it's literally like having your project finished lighting condition in your briefcase with you. It's amazing. Ooh, this is a good one. So another one, I know this looks really old school, but this is my mega flashlight. Now, you're like, I got a flashlight on my phone. Yeah, you do, but you don't have this on your phone. This thing, it's like a car headlamp, and it's a super powerful beam that's narrow. And invariably, you're walking onto a job site, there's no power, or you're trying to look behind a wall, they've opened something up, and you can't see what's going on with the plumbing. You need this guy, let me tell you. Okay, so this one is great. It is blue painter's tape. And you're probably going, what? But the reality of this, it's an invaluable tool because it doesn't stick to the surface below it to damage it when you pull it away. You can use it for literally everything. You can mark a spot on a wall that needs to be repaired. You can lay out a piece of furniture on a floor and it won't damage the surface. You can hang shelves, measure a height. There's all kinds of things you can do with this, and it is super dirt cheap, must-have tool. So not a big deal, but also essential is you gotta have some really great Sharpie markers. And this is another one I love, super old school, but it's called a carpenter's pencil. These guys you can use with the blue tape because you never want to put black marker on a wall that needs a surface finished because you'll have to repaint the entire thing. So Sharpies and carpenter's pencil also go in the bag. Face mask. And I always keep a Swiss Army knife with me because you never know where you are going to be and you're going to need to trim a piece of fabric for a sample, screw something in, cut something open like a package. So they're invaluable. Nope. This is my handy dandy paint deck. Again, it's very old school, and this is just a fan deck. Now, I usually work with larger colors in the office and things, but if I need a quick reference point on something that I'm using, this probably has 90% of the colors that I specify anyway. Gotta have one of these in your toolkit. Oh, and last but not least, and this is kind of high tech for the design community, which is my color reader. Never without this thing. And what it is it's something that will actually measure and match a color. Now, I'm gonna go more into this at the end of the video, so be sure and stick around. And that's more or less the essentials of my go-to bag. So guys, I'm launching my design club this coming spring. And one of the things that we're gonna do, among many other things, I'm super excited about this, is create an entire toolkit that you can get right there. So if you haven't already signed up, make sure you go to lisaholt.com, sign up, get your email on the list, and we're gonna let you know as soon as it gets ready to go. So I've gotten a lot of questions about apps and programs that maybe you all could use for yourselves if you're doing smaller projects. So when we're doing our planning and our visualizations for bigger projects, of course, we're working with pro tools like CAD, Revit, SketchUp, things like that that people need to be trained on. But what about kind of consumer-oriented tools? Well, when you start out with a project, at the beginning, there's always inspiration boards that you need to kind of put together in your space. And Pinterest is the 800-pound gorilla. I've used this with every client. We all use it in our office. It's a great communication tool. It's also a great organization tool. Now, if you want to create an actual mood board for a specific space, maybe you need to visualize it better in a tighter situation. I've used two programs that I really like. Canva, which is basically a little graphic imagery program that you can add pictures to, super easy to use, and Morpholio. And Morpholio has a free option and a pro option, but you can get a lot done with the free option, so that's no problem. What I do like about Morpholio is that it links to Pinterest. So if you've gathered a bunch of goodies onto a board in Pinterest and you want to pull sections over or particular images and plop them onto Morpholio, that's great for that. And they also have links to brands like Room and Board, Blue Dot, Design Within Reach, Bernhardt. There's a bunch of ones that they have on board, so you can pull an exact piece and bring it onto the image board for you. Huge thanks to anybody who's already hit that subscribe button. Be sure and ring the bell as well. And if you haven't hit that button yet, go ahead and do so. It super helps out the channel. And be sure and hit the like on the way out. I always appreciate that too. So the next step on a project is always planning and rendering. And it's super important that you're able to lay out your plan in scale so that you understand critical elements like traffic flow, seating arrangements, clearances, all of those things that really add up to making a space work. So the first one that we're looking at is floorplanner.com. And this one lets you design your space in 2 and 3D. It allows you to create a floor plan. Then once you complete it, you can switch the view and decorate the space in 3D mode. It's pretty simple to use and get the hang of it. So that's number one. And then the second one is called homebymee.com, which again, you can build a floor plan and then you can also view that in 3D. This one also has a few brands that link to it from their catalog, which means you could actually specify something furniture-wise that you want to use and actually put the exact thing in there and take a look at it in 3D to see if you feel like you like it in the space. So give these two a try and keep us posted on what you guys think. So next up is studying color and what you're going to be doing on the walls. And one of the trickiest things to do is to visualize color in your space. And there's two programs that I'm going to tell you about. One of them allows you to check out paint, wall coverings, and tiles, and the other one is more color-based. But they're great tools to give you an overall feel or a direction. But here's the caveat. Never, ever select a final color from a digital rendition. Always, always, it's the number one rule. Get a sample and work with the actual sample in the space. You will be shocked at the change that the screens do to the actual rendition of the color. So it's a must, it's not even negotiable. Gotta do it. If you saw my video on painting, I also explained my rule of 3 so you can help figure out how you work with color in the space, and that's definitely one not to miss. Now, with that said, we found this program called primer.com. Now, this is kind of cool because you can preview paint, tile, and wallpapers from kind of curated little brands on your actual walls. So you take a picture of it, upload that, and then they upload the image with a wall covering selection or that kind of thing. So it's super clever, and it carries kind of some sweet little brands like Faro and Ball, we love them. Clay Tiles, use them a lot. And Elworthy Studio, which does some gorgeous papers out of San Francisco. So those are fabulous. So definitely check out primer.com. Now, of course, there's always the big paint vendors, and their sites are super useful. As you know, my go-to is Benjamin Moore, and I love it because on their site there's 3 tools that come in super handy when you're getting a general direction. First one's called Color a Room. The second one, which is really great when you're on the go, is called the Color Portfolio app. And the third thing that it does that I love the most is it works with my color reader, which is one of my favorite tools from the first part. Let me show you what this thing does. So this is what's so cool about this little guy. This is the actual thing itself. It has a little lid on it. There's a lens on the end. And basically, I'm just gonna borrow this Tiffany box. We all kind of know what color that is, right? You just hit the button on that. It reads it and it comes up on your phone, and it tells you the exact matches in, let's see, it's bringing it up in Clark and Kensington, Bear, and Valspar at the moment, but it'll bring up a bunch of them, whatever you need. It's super, super useful. And what's great about it is that it can work on fabric, it can work on a wall, say if you don't know what paint color that wall is and you want to replicate it, you've got yourself covered. It's super useful. Gotta get one. I'll link it down below. Okay guys, so these are the must-have tools that you've got to have in your designer toolbox. Tape measure, laser measure, LED light pad, turbo flashlight, painter's tape, carpenter's pencil, black Sharpies, Swiss Army knife and a face mask, color reader, love those, paint deck, and of course your phone. And then you're done. Okay guys, so I drop videos every Friday, and I'd love it if you join me on the premiere because the live chats are so fun. So it's every Friday right around 1 o'clock PST, and make sure to see these 2 videos, get on my email list, and I'll see you guys next week.